Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Clonks and welcome back to another episode of my FC25 Southampton Career Mode series. As always guys, if you have missed anything from this series so far, make sure you check the description down below. There is a link to the previous video and also a link to the series playlist. So if you've missed anything, head back now because I'm about to give a couple of spoilers away. So if you obviously don't want to know, head back and catch up. But for those of you who are all up to date, you will know that in the last episode we had a big one. We had the Carabao Cup final, a Carabao Cup final that we did go and lose, unfortunately, in extra time. It was 0-0 in 90 minutes, and then in extra time 3 quick fire goals. City scored, we scored straight off their goal, and then straight from our goal they scored again. Haaland again a brace, which meant that we did go and lose, but I was proud of the effort we put in because we weren't really it was just crazy that we got to the final in the first place with this team, but to get there and perform like that as well, where we were kind of expecting to get smashed. If it wasn't for a ridiculous performance by Bazunu, we probably would have got smashed because he kept them out. We had so many shots against us in that 90 minutes, but it wasn't to be. We did go and lose. We also had a draw against Arsenal in a sim game in the league in that episode, and then we did also have a draw against Hull, and then we simmed that Chelsea game, which we fell to another defeat. Now in today's episode, it is the penultimate episode of the season. We do start off with a played game against Villa. We then will play Brighton. We will sim Brentford before then finishing the episode off with another played game against Nottingham Forest. And then obviously in the season finale, in the next episode, we'll have a couple of tough games there. But I do already think that we don't really have much to play for. Let's have a look at the table. So we are sat in 11th. We've been occupying that 11th space for a long time this season. We have not really gone up, but we also haven't dropped down. And it does look like that is probably the position we will end in. You know, we're not too far off 10th with Spurs on 46. So we're only 5 points off them. So we could potentially go up, and Leeds in 12th with 36. There's still plenty of games to go. If we obviously have a poor end of the season, then they could catch up to us. But I don't anticipate the teams right down the bottom, which is the most important thing for me, catching us now, because I think we should have done enough to stay in this league, which is fantastic. And obviously going further up the table, I don't see us getting in those positions. They are quite a few points off us. So I'm sort of now thinking, with 8 games to go, we don't really have too much to play for. We just need to win a few of them, and just to make sure that we do finish as high as possible. Obviously, if we can win every single one of them, then that'd be great. If we do win every single one of them, which I don't see happening, but if we do, then maybe we will have the conversation of maybe getting that European spot. But like I said, I don't see that happening. I think we are about where we will finish. It'll either be 11th, maybe 10th, or maybe even 12th if we do have a poor end of the season like I just mentioned, but I don't see us dropping further down than that. So all good. Let's jump in to that Aston Villa game next. But before we do, remember guys, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you're new and you haven't yet, just so you guys can keep all up to date with this series and my channel. So let's jump in to the Aston Villa game next. Aston Villa lineup then, absolutely crazy team. They got Martinez, Rico Lewis, Andreas Christensen, Medina and Jan Matson as the back line. They got Andrik and Gavi as the 2 holding midfielders, with Ahmad, Morgan Rogers, Bernardo Silva and Ollie Watkins up through the middle. And then to add to that, on the bench they got Pau Torres, Shelderup, who was a player that I was actually looking at, but Villa have gone and signed him. They got Amadou Onana, another player that I would be interested in maybe signing, and he doesn't really play for Villa because they've got a lot of players in front of him, so he could be an option. Illing Jr. we did try and sign in the summer, but in the end Villa wouldn't let him come on loan, and back then it made sense because he was actually their only left-sided midfielder, but now they do have quite a few. They got Joachim Mayele as their backup left back, Antoine Griezmann as their backup striker, Daniel Marlon, Berentia, and then Gauchi as their backup goalkeeper. So Strong side, a very strong side, this Villa team. Our team is pretty much full strength. We're giving Omari Hutchinson the start again. He had a good episode in the last one, and Sidney Stera had a good episode the episode before that, and the rest of the lineup is how it usually is. So, yeah, this is going to be a tough game. This is a very good Villa side, so let's see what we can do. That's a poor challenge. He's going to get back up, though, with the rest played advantage. That should be a yellow card coming, though. We'll play that inside. There's a bit of space for Downs. We'll take a strike. And Martinez is forced into a save. And that yellow card should be coming off for Rico Lewis. And it does. It was a poor challenge. But it was a good strike from Downs. But Martinez, a good goalkeeper, was equal to it. But we do have a corner from it. Can we do something with that? Ball comes in for Okachuku. Header just goes wide. 2 chances for us, though. And still 0-0 it is. But 2 good opportunities for us there. So it's a good start to the game. Bernardo Silva, Ollie Watkins, there's a pass into Amad Diallo, who's got around the defence, but a shocking finish. He'd be very disappointed with that. He was one-on-one with the goalkeeper. It was a really good pass by Watkins, but Amad Diallo should have done a lot better with that. Inside to Bernardo Silva. Absolutely ridiculous team, this Villa team. They're not really doing very well at the minute, although I say that. Watkins wins the ball back. Ollie Watkins brings it inside, good tackle Fernandez. Here we come then on the break. Our passing's been poor so far. That's a better one though, into Delap. What a touch that is. He's one-on-one with Martinez. Can he score? He can. Liam Delap back in the goals. Well, in the open play goals, I think he did score the last episode, or it might be the episode before. He scored a penalty and a tap-in, but that one was a much better finish. He's had a couple of opportunities similar to that one-on-one with the goalkeeper, which he hasn't finished, but that time it was a good touch to get round Christensen, and then a really nice finish to get it past Martinez. A little bit of quality that he was showing at the beginning of the season. I have mentioned it a lot. The second half of the season has not been great for Liam Delap, but if he can keep doing that from now until the end of the season, then we should be finishing as high as possible, and he should be finishing in the running for Golden Boot, because he is still up there. I think Jackson's got 22. I think that is his 16th or 17th. So he's still a couple of goals off, but you never know. But the most important thing at the minute is that we are winning this game against this ridiculous Aston Villa side. So that is all great for us. Although here come Villa now just after that goal. It happened to us a lot last episode, but this time Watkins shot is straight at Ramsdale, so it remains 1-0. Hutchinson, Fernandez, Delap has made a run. I think he's gone offside. He didn't go offside. I thought he'd gone offside. In fact, he must have timed his run absolutely perfect. He had the strike and Martins was forced into the save. I generally thought he was offside then, otherwise I might have taken a bit more time. That's why they say to play to the whistle. But it was a good opportunity, and then we still got an opportunity. A ball comes in. Is that going to be Martinez's ball? It is, and it does remain 1-0, and it does look like that is going to be the scoreline heading into half-time. Chuku play that back into Downs. We'll try and get this into Delap. We will get into Delap. We'll lay it into Hutchinson. Delap's carried on his run over the top. Liam Delap. Oh, what a finish. 2-0. It's been the first chance of the second half, and what a chance it was, and what a finish it was. A brace for Liam Delap. Is he back? He seems to be. What a finish. There's another assist for Hutchinson, who is having a really good second half of the season. Since we moved him out to that right-hand side, he is playing absolutely fantastic for us. And what a finish that is on the half volley. No chance for Martinez. And Aston Villa would be very disappointed to be losing this, because in their lineup is absolutely ridiculous. I do think they are underperforming at the minute. I believe they're in 9th or 8th. With this team, they should be challenging for Champions League, if I'm honest. It's a very good side, but you can see why they're struggling, because they're not playing very well. We have been quite comfortable in this game. They haven't really created too much, and we find ourselves 2-0 up. Watkins with another header, absolutely wide, and it does look like we are going to pick up another 3 points in a game that we probably shouldn't have on paper. It's a good pass into Morgan Rogers. It's another good pass into Watkins, but another poor strike from Ollie Watkins means it's easy for Ramsdale, and Villa have got to do a lot better than that if they're going to score at least once, but they need to score twice if they want to get anything from this game. Should be our ball. It's not. It's a good pass out to Rodgers, and it's another good pass into Watkins. Chance here for Aston Villa, and it's a good strike this time from Ollie Watkins, although it was quite far out. You'd think he might have had the space to go a little bit closer, but Ramsdale still was forced into a tricky save, but a save he made nonetheless. But Villa do have a corner from that, and Ramsdale is there again to punch it away, and maybe we can go on the break. No, we have lost the ball. It's going to come back at our goal with Morgan Rodgers, who turns the man nicely into Ollie Watkins. Strike blocked. Another corner for Aston Villa. They are pushing now to try and get a goal back. And usually if a team scores, they have the momentum. So if we can keep them out here, I would be very happy, obviously. But it's not looking very good because it's going to come back at us again with Ollie Watkins. But he does put it wide. He's had a couple of chances, Watkins, and he probably should have scored by now. That was another good opportunity, but it's gone well wide in the end. So it does remain 2-0 with 9 minutes to go. Can we hold on? Good tackle. Downs into Delap. Good touch. Can he get his hat-trick here? Heavy touch. He should still get it, though. He does. Gets a bit of luck. He's actually injured himself scoring that hat-trick. I hope it's not a serious injury, because that would be very disappointing. But we do have an absolute fantastic performance here against a very good Aston Villa side who really haven't showed it on the pitch. They've been poor. Very poor. But Delap with a hat-trick again. Thought he messed it up here, but he did end up back with him. He got a bit of luck, and then it was easy tapping to get his hat-trick, and that should be game, set, and match for us. 3-0. He is still holding his knee, so I really hope he's not really seriously injured himself. It's another poor pass by Villa. We could maybe even make it 4 here. We'll get that back to Delap. He's not going to be able to get around, and that should still be it now. I don't know how much added minutes the ref has given. Clearly not. He's clearly letting this attack go. It's 3, that's why. But that should be it now. We'll just hold the ball. And there we go. A really good win there. A fantastic 3-0 victory against, again, like I said, a very good Aston Villa side who really didn't show it. They will be very disappointed. But it's clear to see why we're overperforming and why they are underperforming. We are playing well. They are really not. So, fantastic. Let's jump into the next game now then, which is against Brighton, I believe it was, which was another played game. So I shall see you in that match. So in scoring that hat-trick, Liam Delap did pull his quad, which means he's out for 4 weeks, which I believe is pretty much the end of the season now. So we're going to have to go without Liam Delap for the rest of this season, which isn't ideal because he was starting to score again. It's unfortunate for him, to be fair. He's finally getting his form back, and in scoring a goal he pulls his quad. Ridiculous. Anyway, nothing we can do about it now. It does mean that Armstrong is going to have a couple more games now going towards the end of the season. So let's jump into that Brighton game. I almost said Brentford. No, Brentford is after. Brighton next. Brighton lineup then. Bart Verbruggen in goal. Joel Veltman, Van Heck, Igor and Kadlioglu as the back line, with Matt O'Reilly and Mats Wiefer as the two CDMs, with Jan Kubu Suraminta on the right, Vlatin Mihalia, I think that's how you say his name, on the left, Georgina Rutter in the cam position, and then our former player Cameron Archer, which we know all about, playing up top through the middle on his own. Our lineup is pretty much the lineup we went with just now, bar Dan James coming in obviously over Sinistera, and Armstrong having to come in over Liam Delap, who, despite had a hat-trick, of course, picked up that bloody injury, so we're going to have to play without him now from now to the end of the season. But Armstrong, when he has played this season, has done us a good job, so hopefully he can fill that gap nicely, and we shall see. I believe we did lose to Brighton last time we played them. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I always lose to Brighton, to be honest. Every time I play Brighton, they are one of my bogey teams, just in general in career mode. So we'll see how it goes. If we can get another win off the back of that good win against Aston Villa, then I will be happy. If we can get a draw, again, I won't be too bothered about that. That should be a good result for us. But yeah, we shall see what happens. Dan James, nice bit of play there, but Dan James using his pace to get around his man. Armstrong is peeled off. He'll get it back to him. Open up his body, takes a good strike, and Verbruggen is forced into an early save. It was a really good strike by Adam Armstrong, and unfortunately, Verbruggen was equal to it though, and we got a corner from it. Header, I believe that was another deflection, so we do get another corner from that. We'll put it back into the mixer, see if we can get another header on it. Not quite, although Hugachuku's there, headed away. Dan James can head that down. He will head it down to Howard Bellis, Back out to Fernandez. We'll try and whip that in. Looking for Armstrong with the back post. He does get ahead to it. And it's hit the bar, actually. It was a loop-in. I thought the keeper was going to get it simple, but it actually clipped the bar. So the opportunity is still there for another goal chance for us. Header comes in. Strike. Saved by Verbruggen. But the ref has given a free kick for handball against us. So it wouldn't have counted. But we are the team with the early pressure. Minter. Oh, it's a good bit of play here by Brighton. It's now Minter, gets it back to Archer. It's going to end up with Archer, and Ramsdale is forced into a save. I think Cameron Archer did score against us last time we played Brighton, so I'm hoping he doesn't score against us today, but there was an opportunity there for him too. It's actually a really good strike and a really good save from Ramsdale, who has done that a lot this season. Obviously, we're hoping that we can keep him next season because he is a fantastic goalkeeper. I actually think he's a lot better than the 82 overall suggests, so I'm really hoping that we can hold on to him, but he did have some interest in January, so who knows, but we do get that corner away, and it does look like Brighton, unless they're going to come back at us here, another opportunity. Can they get a scoring chance? Or it's a good interception. It's got to be handball, surely. It is. Archer did score. I think he's given handball, not offside, because I think it would have been counted if it wasn't handball, but yeah, that's what he has given, handball, so we get away with that one, so it's still 0-0. Dan James does keep it in nicely. Now he's going to run down this left-hand side. We'll get a ball across into Armstrong, who should have done better, to be honest. I think he might have gone with the wrong foot. He went with his left foot, but it would have been better to go with the right foot to put it back across the goalkeeper rather than go in the near post. But unfortunately, that's not what he did, and it does go wide, so it does remain 0-0, 32 minutes gone. Archer, good tackle, Greaves. Oh, the ref sent him off for that? No way. I wasn't commentating because I thought that was a clear yellow card, but he sent Doherty off. Ah, I mean, here we come up the other end though with Dan James losing his pace. We could even go and get a goal from that, which would be absolutely crazy. We'll try and lay it back, but no, I can't believe he sent him off. I thought that was a very simple yellow card. No way that was a red card. I think they had a red card actually last time we played Brighton and we still ended up losing, so hopefully we can do that. But we are down to 10 men now, unfortunately, which we really don't deserve. That's a good pass into Archer. We are a bit light to the back now without Doherty, and they might make us pay. It's a ball across into Minter, saved by Ramsdale. That was pushed into a very dangerous area. I wish he pushed that a bit further, but lucky enough we do get away with it. Dan James, he doesn't put a good ball into Hutchinson, and it does look like, unless Brighton do something with this next attack, it is going to be 0-0 at half time. Like I said, unless they do something here with Archer now. It's a good ball into Minter, who's going to take a strike. Ramsdale is forced into another save. It's going to fall for Kalioglu though. Back to Ruta, takes the touch. Good save again by Ramsdale, but we are really going to struggle now that we're down to 10 men. Brighton are going to bump up the pressure, and Ramsdale is going to have a lot more to do. He's equal to it so far. If one of these could get it away, that would be nice. Just boot it. Thank God the ref's blown the whistle. So it's 0-0 at half time, but we are down to 10 men. Hutchinson play this ball out to Dan James. Early crossing, looking for Armstrong, who went for the spectacular. Hutchinson with a header, and Verbruggen is forced into a save. It was a very tame header, but it made it. Verbruggen made that look more difficult than it was, I think. But it was a chance. But it is still 0-0, 50 minutes gone. Archer turns back into Minter. Rutter, another save from Ramsdale, and we should get this away. But another chance for Brighton then. Well, it's going to come back at us again now with Rutter. Good tackle, Okachuku. Another good tackle by him. Still with Brighton though on the 60-minute mark. They're going to get ball into Archer, who's going to take a strike, but Ramsdale is forced into another save. Ramsdale is staying busy at the moment. Archer has got some space to run into. Good tackle, Walker-Peters though. And now we've made some substitutions. Tyler Diblinger's on, and Oniachu we haven't seen in a while. And the two substitutes have worked together. Oniachu is through. Verbruggen with a good save. Oniachu should have scored. But we can't really complain too much. He might be a bit rusty considering he hasn't played in a long time. But it was a good chance for him there. It was the two substitutions who worked together. But unfortunately, Verbruggen was equal to it. And it is still 0-0 here though. I will take a 0-0 though. if it does end after, considering we went down to 10 men quite early on. I think it was 30 minutes or so. So if we can get a draw here, I will be happy. But it was an opportunity there to maybe go and nick a winner. And if we can do that again, here we got another opportunity with Walker-Peters. We'll try and whip this. Look for Oniachu in the air. It's going to get headed away. It's going to fall for Dibbling. He's not going to jump for it though. So it is still 0-0 with 13 minutes to go. Adingra. Good bit of play by Adingra. Still going. Cuts back inside. Adingra. Ramsey with another good save. He is keeping us in this game at the minute. It is going to go off for a corner though. So Brighton, with 5 minutes to go, have an opportunity from the corner spot. They're going to whip it in. I thought they might go short, but it was a decoy run. And they don't do anything with it in the end. And we do get the ball away, and Dan James is going to get there. Oniachu is in a lot of space out there. If we can maybe... he stopped running. I thought if I could just run, I can get across to him. Dan James is going to have to go alone, although he's going to get the ball in now. And I don't know if that was the defender. I hope it was, because they did look like that was actually Dibbling who took it away. I kicked it backwards. Otherwise, it would have been an easy tap-in for Oniachu. 2 minutes to go then. We've got the ball again. We're going to try and go on the break again. It's going to get blocked. I think they're going to keep that in though. No, it did go out. So 2 minutes to go. Still 0-0. The ref's only added 1 minute, so we've got one more opportunity, although it doesn't look like we're even going to get that now. We're going to give the ball away. The ref probably will blow the whistle. He will. So it is a 0-0 game. I said at the beginning of the episode though, or beginning of the game, sorry, that I would take a draw, and especially considering we went down to 10 men, I will take that draw. It's a good point for us against a very good Brighton side. They are in the top half of the table, I believe, or they might be, I can't remember, I think they might be below us, maybe in 12th or something like that, but they still got a decent team, and to go to the Amex and pick up a 0-0 draw, I'm happy with that. So let's jump into the next game now, which is a sim game against Brentford, who are struggling down the bottom of the table. Okay, so this is the lineup we're going to go with to face Brentford in this simmed game. We've had to rotate quite a bit because this game was only 2 days after that Brighton game, so obviously we've got Doherty suspended as well, so Manning has had to come in. Davis comes in, Walker-Peters starts on the right, Phillips has come in, and Oniachu is going to start with Dibbling and Sinisterra alongside him. Oniachu had a decent couple of minutes when he did come on. He probably should have scored, so we're going to give him an opportunity. He is obviously leaving us at the end of the season, but if he can go out with a bang and get a goal in this one, which we should be winning, to be honest, because Brentford are struggling down at the bottom of that table. They are looking like they are going to head down to the Championship, so yeah, we should be picking up 3 points here, especially at home, so let's see if we can go and do that. That's a chance here for Brentford, and Kevin Shard makes it 1-0 Brentford. Disappointing to go 1-0 down against this side who are struggling, but that is what's happened, so we do have to come from behind in this one. Hutchinson, Fernandez makes it 1-0. We made 2 changes at half time. We brought Hutchinson and Ward-Prowse on for Dibbling and Calvin Phillips, who I felt weren't performing very well. Every time they had the ball, they were losing it. And Hutchinson has created another goal for Fernandez, so he's definitely having a good impact out that right-hand side. So that has definitely worked, so I am happy with that. And we have come back into this game, so hopefully we've got enough time now to go and get a winner, so let's go do that. Good bit of play. 5 minutes to go, then still 1-0. Although we got a chance here. Oniachu scores. And that was good decision to play him. He is about to go off though, I think. Did I decide to take him off? Yeah, I brought Armstrong on. But his last contribution in this game is to score. So we are heading towards another 3 points here unless we don't hold on. Although we should do now, because we've got the ball 2 added minutes. Running, we might even get a third maybe. Chance. Another strike goes wide. But we do pick up the 3 points on Oniachu with a late winner, which happened quite a lot last season, so he's throwing back the clock for us, but he is going to leave us. But I'm hoping now that he can contribute a little bit now till the end of the season, because obviously with Liam Delap going out injured, we're going to need him, and we do pick up another 3 points there, which is fantastic. That is now 7 points out of a possible 9 in this episode so far, so that is really good, and we shall hopefully finish it off now with another 3 points against Nottingham Forest next. Forest team then for this final game of the episode. Diogo Costa in goal is an interesting one. Benjamin Pavard as the right back. Milenkovic Morato and Oli Ainia as the rest of the back line. Then they've got Nicholas Dominguez, Elliot Anderson as the two defensive midfielders, with Anthony Alanga, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Morgan Gibbs-White and João Pedro up top. So very strong Nottingham Forest team, who are currently occupying the Conference League place, so they are definitely pushing for European football, so this is not going to be an easy game. They've got a couple of options on the bench with Sosa, Jota Silva, Sangare, Richarlison as their backup striker. They've also got Danilo and William Carvalho, and then Matt Turner as their backup goalkeeper. So a very strong Nottingham Forest side. Our team is pretty much our starting lineup, with Oniachu getting the nod in front of Armstrong because he did get a goal in the last game, so we're rewarding him with another start in this one, and hopefully he can score another goal for us. And our bench is made up of our usual suspects. Tyler Diblin not been impressing me this season, so I think what I am planning on doing with him is sending him on loan next season. But anyway, we've got a game to play before then. Well, a few games to play before then, to be fair. So let's try and get 3 points in this one. But again, it's not going to be an easy challenge. Sinisterra, though, the nice ball into Oniachu, who's got around his man, takes a strike, it's a save, second bite of the cherry, another save. Diogo Costa is a good goalkeeper, but Oniachu should have at least put that second chance in, but he's failed to do it. But it's the first chance of the game, 2 good chances of Oniachu, and Okachuku is going to pick up a yellow card for that, I think, yeah. So, good opportunity then. We probably should be 1-0 up, but it is 0-0. Oh, it's a good header. Gibbs-White is there, and Forest do put it in, but Gibbs-White is offside, so we do get away with that. Forest do find the back of the net. It was a good free kick. It was flicked on by Milenkovic, I think, but Gibbs-White was stood in an offside position, so lucky for us, it is still 0-0. Corner to Forest then just before the half-hour mark. They did score with a set piece just now, but it was offside. They might get another chance here. Pavard does get a flick on it. It is going to end up with Morato, who puts it back in. Ainia takes a strike, but it does go wide. So half an hour gone. A post chance there for Nottingham Forest. Doesn't go anywhere near the goal. Ainia takes a strike, but it's always going wide. So it is still 0-0 at this stage. Another set piece then for I can't remember their name, Nottingham Forest, because the chances are so... again, they're very dangerous from set pieces. Again, it's Milenkovic who gets the header away, and it's not too far away, so we really need to defend them a bit better, because every set piece so far the Forest have had, they have created something dangerous, so we need to be very careful. João Pedro, good tackle, Greaves, although he's just left the ball behind. Hudson-Odoi puts it wide. 60 minutes gone. It's been a very poor first 15 minutes in the second half. In fact, this game overall has been quite poor, but it is still 0-0, and that is a poor pass again, and this could be 1-0 here. It's not. Ramsdale is forced into a save, but we got to be better than that. We almost gifted Forest the opener then by a very poor pass. The passing in this game from both sides has been poor, though. The chances have broken down quite easily because of a poor pass. So we're hoping a bit more quality will come in the remainder of this game. Like a pass like that. What a pass that is. Oniachu hasn't got the legs, though. It was a really good pass by Fernandez, I think it was. But Oniachu did not have the legs, so it is still 0-0 here. And again, it's just a very poor game so far. Free kick here for Forest. Then they have been quite threatening from set pieces so far. Is Hudson-Odoi going to go straight for goal? He is, and that's another really good opportunity. And lucky enough, Ramsdale gets the save, but that was heading in. We really need to stop giving free kicks away, because every free kick, every set piece that Nottingham Forest are having, they are getting closer and closer to breaking the deadlock. So we need to stop giving them away. 70 minutes gone, still 0-0. João Pedro. Oh, he's got round. Here's a chance. This could be 1-0. It is. As soon as he put the afterburners on, I was fearing for our clean sheet, and I was quite right to be fearing for it. João Pedro makes it 1-0 in the 72nd minute. Once he gets 1-1 here, there was only one result, and it was a simple finish in the end. No chance for Ramsdale. and Forest, who have been the better team. We can't really complain too much. We've not played very well. They've not played amazingly, but they have deserved a goal, especially from a set piece. Like I've mentioned quite a bit in this game, they've been very dangerous for them. But in the end, the goal doesn't come from a set piece. It just comes from a simple pass. João Pedro uses his pace to get around the defenders, and he does make it 1-0. We've made a couple of changes, and hopefully we can get a goal back in this one. But the way the game's gone so far, I can't see it happening. Good pass by James Ward-Prowse into Dan James. Will get it back to Ward-Prowse. Take a strike first time, and Costa is forced into a save. We create an opportunity finally. I believe that's our first shot of the second half, and it was a good chance, but you've got to do better chances of that if you're going to beat Diogo Costa, who's a fantastic goalkeeper. I can't believe he's actually playing for Forest. Although Ramsdale decided not to go for the ball, and it might be too... It's not. I don't know why Ramsdale just decided... He ran out. I was like, just go and get it. He decided, no, actually, I've changed my mind. And it's another poor pass. And there was another chance for Forest. And they've got another chance here coming at us again. Another tackle. So 4 minutes to go. Still 1-0. It could have been 2-0 then, because Ramsdale decided to just not go for the ball with a very stupid decision. Hudson-Odoi then. Still got it. Into João Pedro. He's got around the defence again. So saved by Ramsdale. Ball comes back in. Another save by Ramsdale. 3 minutes added on, and Ramsdale's kept us in this. It could have been 2-0, maybe should have been 2-0. 2 chances for the goal scorer to get a brace, but Ramsdale has kept them in, although I don't think now, because the ball's going to come back at us. We've gone beyond the 3 odd minutes. Hudson-Odoi, it's not Hudson-Odoi, it's Gibbs White. Finishes the game off eventually. We can't complain too much. Forest have been by far the better team in this one, and they have got their second goal finally. Nothing Ramsdale could do about that one. Gibbs White with the second, and we do fall to a defeat to end the episode against. But like I said, this Forest team have had a good season. They are sat in 7th. They've got some good players, and they have deserved this win. They've been the much better side. We've not played very well in this one, so we can't complain too much. And the ref is going to blow the whistle as soon as we take kick-off. So 3 points dropped here, but overall a good episode. We've had 7 points from a possible 12, which is nothing to be sniffed at. That's a really good points tally considering the games we played with some tough teams today. So I am happy overall. So let's go see what that has done to the Premier League table before we wrap up the end of this episode. Okay, so after those 4 games, we are still sat in 11th, which we have been for the majority of this season. I did say at the beginning of the episode that it does look like that is probably where we will finish. I think Spurs have pulled away a little bit more points now, and obviously we have played that 1 game more as well, so it does look like the top 10 is starting to pull away from us, and doesn't look like we are going to finish there. However, we are 8 points with a game in hand over Leeds, sat in 12th, so we should remain in 11th, so I do anticipate that is where we shall finish this Premier League season, which is fantastic. I am very happy with that. To have won 13 games this season is really good. Obviously, we've lost the 12 and drawn 9. We got a minus 10 goal difference, but I am happy overall with how this season has gone. This is what the relegation is looking like, so it does look like Wolves are pretty much doomed now. I can't do the quick maths in my head, but they've only won 1 game this season. They have had an absolute awful season, so it does look like Wolves are heading towards the Championship. Brentford look like they are probably going to follow them, although they do have an outside chance. It is still quite tight between them and 17th. Even 15th could potentially drop in there, because between 18th and 15th isn't too many points. Although Crystal Palace are the team occupying 18th, which surprised me. I thought they were higher up the table. So the fact that they're sat in 18th is surprising. But like I said, it is still close down there. They actually do have a game in hand over West Ham and Hull. So if they win that, they actually do drag themselves back out of the relegation zone and drop West Ham in it. So some of these teams down there, surprising. The fact that Hull City are sat in 16th, they could still go down. There is still a chance they could go down, but I thought they'd be like Wolves. I thought they'd be the team that would struggle this season, but they have performed quite well. Obviously, getting 4 points from us is going to help, but they have won 8 games out of their possible 35, so that's not too bad for them. But that Wolves performance has really shocked me. 1 win, that is not good from them, and this is how the other end of the table is looking that Man City are sat in first with a game played over Liverpool, but they do have quite a bit of points in front of them, so it does look like that City are probably going to win this season, this Premier League season. Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal make up the rest of that Champions League place, but Newcastle are hot on their heels behind Arsenal, and even Forest now, after beating us, could still get into that Champions League spot, so it is still tight at the top as well. Even Villa on 58, although the way Villa played against us today, I don't anticipate them making it into the Champions League because they performed absolutely woeful against us. But anyway, that is how the league table is looking. Let's go see who we are playing in the season finale in the next episode. So we do have Palace in the next episode, the team that we just talked about that are down the bottom of that table. So I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to sim the Palace game. I'll play the Spurs game just because they are the team that are above us in the league table. So we'll give it a game, see what we can do against them at home. We'll play Leeds, and then we shall sim the Liverpool game to end the season, because like I said, I think we're already safe, so there isn't really anything to play for, but we'll just get those games out of the way. We'll play 2 Sim 2, and then we'll wrap up the season, which has been an absolutely fantastic one. So yeah, 4 games to come in the season finale. But as for this one then, I shall wrap it up. If you guys have enjoyed, please remember to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss anything else from this series and my channel. But as we head towards the end of this season, today was a good episode to pick up 7 from 12, absolutely fantastic. And if we can just pick up as many points as we possibly can in the next episode to end the season, I still anticipate that we will finish 11th, but you never know. If we could beat Spurs and then win the rest of the games, which is not going to be easy with Liverpool in there as well, you never know. We could end up 10th, but if we end up 11th, I'm happy, because we have the aim of staying in the league. That's what we wanted, and we have done so, and more, to be fair. So it is a good place to kick on from towards the next season. But I shall see you guys in that season finale. I've been Clonks, and remember guys, take care.